pretty much haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, so this list is untested and isn't focused on the meta. But with the recent ban list, it made sense to share and use as a generic base for the new format, and you can make changes to fit the meta. This list I'm showing isn't playing the Dragoon package just because I think that's the more common build, and was gonna make another video for it, but then realised that there's only 10 cards difference between the two builds, so I'm just gonna show those at the end. Anyways, let's get into it. So to start things off with the monsters, of course, you got 3 Alistair, your main normal summon for the deck, and the card you always want to see in your hand. And then for the extenders, the best package to go along with that, the Mekk-Knights with 3 purple, 2 blues, and indigo, the standard. And then extra extenders, we got Trickstar Corobane and Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Corobane is a target as part of our field spell package that I was playing when we get to the spells, and Pankratops doubles up as an extender and potential board breaking card, so very strong. And then for hand traps, we got 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash Blossom as our generic choices, and then also 2 Ghost Ogre and 2 Effect Veiler. So these double up as targets for certain extension plays from the extra deck because they're tuners which enable certain extra deck combos. And so now for the spells, of course we got 3 Magical Meltdown, searches your Alistair and protects your fusion plays. And then to go along with those extra copies, Terraforming and Set Rotation. Of course, Alistair is the most important card, and we want to maximize on ways to get into him, so we play the Set Rotation also. And then targets for the Set Rotation, we have a Trickstar Light Stage and Mystic Mine. So these 2 cards don't just act as targets for set rotation, but also provide variety in your choices when activating Terraforming, allowing you to either choose between Alistair, an extender, or board breaking, sort of like Foresight and Negate. Also gives you the potential of maybe stealing a game 1 with Mystic Mine if they don't see it coming and is either out for it. And as well as Trickstar Light Stage being useful in the back row matchup, being able to lock down back rows as well. And then, of course, we play 3 Invocations. Always maxing out on Invocation. Alistair is pretty much useless without it, so you always want to have both Alistair and Invocation, and just hard drawing the Invocation allows you to worry less about your Alistair getting interrupted. So regardless of whether I'm playing Desires or not, always maxing out on this card. Speaking of Desires, we're playing 2-pot of Desires for added consistency. I was playing 3 before, but I cut 1 to make sure I get the deck down to 40. I was trying to fit 3, but I couldn't. So partially because I'm also playing 3 Triple Tactics Talents, and so there's added draw power, potential added draw power there as well. And I thought that Talents was much more important to have at 3 over Desires, since it also allows you to potentially steal one of your opponent's monsters breaking their board, or looking at their hand, so you don't have to, so you have knowledge of their hand, so you could play around whatever hand traps or rip a hand trap that could potentially stop you. And then we're also playing 2 Lightning Storm as more board breaking cards, also back row destruction. This was also at 3, but cut down to 2. Keep the deck at 40, but we're also playing the Light Stage and the Pankratops, so between that and the Lightning Storms I feel like we've got enough main deck options for back row decks, and then we side into more games 2 and 3. And then for the last 2 spells, playing the 2 more extenders with Instant Fusion and Emergency Teleport. So we've got Emergency Teleport, which we have Ghost Ogre as a target for, to give us a summon the tuner out to go into our combo plays, and Instant Fusion, just another versatile card, either summoning out Thousand Knights or Millennium Eyes, to either play around hand traps or break a board. And it's very Instant Fusion deck would be so much better if it was still at 3, because it's so abusable with this deck, of its interaction with the Alistair Link, also being able to just proc a fusion summon and trigger its effect to get you an invocation, so being able to play through like interruptions on Alistair normal summon, etc. And now for the extra deck, start with the Invoked Fusions. You've got 2 Macabre, your go-to fusion, being a negate for the deck. The best part is you can summon it under 5 summons, so allows you to play around the Biru when you're pushing. And the main reason why light extenders are so great in the deck. And then we also play 1 Invoked Goddess as another option to be able to pop your opponent's monsters, and 1 Invoked Purgatrio. You go to OTK through bigger boards. And then for the last fusions, the instant fusion targets, we got 1000 Eyes and Millennium Eyes. 1000 Eyes being able to equip your opponent's monster, just breaking apart their board, and abusable with some of the link monsters that we play. And then also Millennium Eyes as another option just to protect yourself from hand traps. And these two, one of the key factors then being spellcasters, which work really well in terms of some of the link plays that we make as well, which we'll go into now. So we'll go to link 1s with Salamangreat Armorage and Magistus, the new Magistus, replacing the Secure Gardener. Still play Armorage just to have that fire option to easily make Purgatrio, as well as changing Alistair into like a fire cyber so that you could link it with a Darker spellcaster in order to make the Alistair link. And then the Magistus always giving us access to a light monster, since Alistair can link into this. So even if we don't have a light extender, we still have access to Mekk-Knight, and whereas this could be linked away, whereas Secure Gardener can't. And then for link 2s, of course, we got the Alistair link. Allows for your fusion play extensions by searching another invocation whenever you fusion summon, as well as being Alistair in the grave. So if you have invocation but no Alistair, you can still link into this and make it and use it. And also it being a generic link 2 spellcaster as well is pretty important. And then for the other link 2s, we play Cross Sheep and Hacky Firebrax. So Cross Sheep and Hacky Firebrax both extend the link monsters, giving you extra monsters, allowing you to continue to link climb. We're playing the 7 Tuna hand traps as well as the emergency teleport, all to give us access to Hacky Firebrax. So the idea is that you would hand trap your opponent when they go first, and then make Cross Sheep, fusion summon, allowing it to summon one of the tuners back, and then you use Cross Sheep and the tuner to make Hacky Firebrax, which can summon Effect Veiler from deck, in order to link up into Selene, which is where all the spellcaster focus has been around, since you need a spellcaster to make this. So you can use the Alistair link, or 1000 Eyes or Millennium Eyes also to make this, as well as Alistair. But Hacky Firebrax brings out the Effect Veiler in the combo so that you can easily make it. And then this gets a spell counter for every spell in the grave or field. In both players' grave or field, and if you remove 3 spell counters, you can summon a spellcaster back from the graveyard, allowing you to then use it to go up into a link 4. So one of the nice things is that with 1000 Eyes, you can also bring back 1000 Eyes with Cross Sheep, allowing you to absorb another monster and then bring it back with Selene as well. So have the potential to equip 3 of your opponent's monsters with it, which is how you make it highly abusable. It's allowing you to break your opponent's board apart. And then for the other link 3, we're playing 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Just has utility choice, being able to remove some things, bring it back to the deck. And then for link 4s, we're playing Access Code Talker. So you typically use the Effect Veiler that you bring back with Selene, and Selene to go up into this since it takes 2+ monsters. And you target the Selene, giving it an extra 3000 attack, making it 5/3. So this plus Mekk-Knight is almost game, but you typically have an Alistair to boost to go for the OTK. And when you're link climbing up, you will be making Cross Sheep, which is Earth, Hacky Firebrax is Water, Selene Light. So you get at least minimum 2 to 4 pops with it, so you're definitely tearing apart your opponent's board. You can also make Armorage of Fire to get another pop as well. Or if you go on Alistair link route, you have a Dark, so there's plenty of options and plenty of ammunition for it. And then last choice, a bit of a flex spot, is the new Underworld Goddess. Just trying out as a link 5, just because you're able to use your opponent's monster. And in the case where you have a handful of extenders, just seems like a good board breaking option to have in the extra deck. But yeah, it's a flex spot, so you could potentially change this or the Unicorn and play other cards like Nightmare Phoenix or the BLS Link. Or if there's a lot of Dogmatic, you can play the Maximus targets like Nova, scientists to bring out the mecha bar, etc. So it's really up to you. So that's pretty much it for the updated list. Has a lot of good blind second options and multi-purpose ratios. Playing 10 hand traps, 10 cards that provide a board breaking option, and 13 cards that can be an extender to try and help withdrawing a balanced hand of Alistair plus extender plus hand trap / board breaking card. Unfortunately, it's still weak on first and typically ends on Mecha Bar plus hand traps, which is another plus side to playing the Dragoon package. So the cards to change to incorporate that would be you take out the 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Veiler, the Desires, and the Italy, and you'd replace that with the Red Eyes, Dark Magician, the 2 Red Eyes fusions, and then any 3 hand traps of your choice. We've just got Infinite Impermanence as the generic option. And then from the extra deck, you take out the Hackley Fibrax, the Nightmare Unicorn, and the Goddess Underworld. And you'd play 2 Verte and the Dragoons. So the Dragoons list has very similar ratios, the 9 hand traps, the same 10 board breaking options, and then the 12 extender options, but then also having the bomb of having the Dragoon option to close out the game with the double Ring of Destruction, just make it easy to OTK. You still have the Selene package, even though you don't have the Hackley Firebrax to easily get into it, but you still have the spellcasters with the instant fusion with the Alistair link, just having as a backup play in case your Verte gets stopped, etc. So you have another way of link climbing up and another way of OTKing as well. That's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the profile and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Give this deck a try. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what changes you made, etc. And yeah, check out our sponsors, the Brotherhood Games, MetaMats, and Card Market. And yeah, thanks for watching.